Greetings, Goddess, Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is Tirra Omilade, your Goddess Guru, your sister friend. And y'all know I love helping the women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the Goddess-centered lifestyle. How y'all doing out there? What's up? I can't even begin to explain my heart right now. I'm like really on the verge of crying. Y'all touch my heart. Thank y'all so much, because I know Eileen, she's working at night now, so for her to be setting her alarm to make sure she's up. We got Ocean Funke getting up in time to listen. We got Paulette here. Y'all, when I just was reading y'all's comments, I was like, wow. I feel so blessed. Wow. How we said in the Christian church, I feel blessed and highly favored. All right, Mary, Mother Mary, turn up. How y'all doing today? How's everybody doing? How was that new moon for you? This is what I say. We're always going to wake up and dance. We're not going to let nobody take our joy from us, y'all. Our very presence is a revolutionary act. Just wake up and be here. Come on, y'all. Come on, let's do our Afrobeat dance, Paulette. Hey everybody, welcome. We turning it up. This is the midweek turn up, baby. Even though we almost to the end. Hello everybody. Let me see who else is here. I'm gonna go back up to the top. Y'all got me all emotional. The G Hive in the house. What's up, Ocean Kimmy? Where's Lola? Hey, Lola. Buenos dias, Diosa. How are you, Queen? Reina, La Reina, Paulette. Saludos. How are you? Hey, Mystic Storm. It's so good to see you here. How are you, Queen? Greetings to Ia Ocean Funke. How are you, sister? Deja in the house. Greetings. Yeah, Eileen. You know how we do it, Ocean Kimmy. Hey, Queen. How are you? I got your email, and I'm going to start looking at... I started a little bit last night, but I'll have to just like really take my time and go through it. But I'll be getting back to you. Greeting, grand rising to Maddox. I'm assuming you're a star, Queen. Hey, Queen. Come on in. You know how they sing the old, I don't know, this may not be a Negro hymn, but it's from the Black church. Come on in the room. Come on in here, Johnny J. Wealth Rising, Keita May. How are you? Hey to the Queen Bliss. Okay, Eileen, Bliss. Where are the Ocean Kimmy? Where are the other Virgos? Happy birthday to all the Virgos. All right, this is what we're doing for the Virgos. Come on. About to drop. Hey, it's a Virgo turn up, baby. Come on, it's a Virgo turn up. Turn up for the Virgos. Yes, Virgos. The Virgos be holding it down, baby. The Virgos be holding it down. We're gonna turn up the Virgos. Virgo, always taking care of everybody else. It's your time to party, Virgos. Come on, Virgo, turn up. Oh, I love you too, Ocean Kimay. Yes, I do. Okay. Come on, Deja. Yeah. We got a Virgo, another Virgo in the house. I'm just going to tell y'all, I attract Virgos, okay? So if you don't like Virgos, you're going to have to get over that. You're going to have to get over it. Virgo's going to be in the house here, okay? Nice. I am so happy to hear this, Keita May. Yeah, let's do a goddess check-in. Here's another Virgo. That's right, Paulette. We lit, baby. Azizi in the house. Virgo, turn up, baby. Virgo has been speaking for the last, I'm going to say year, okay? Virgo, like, get yourself together. I'm just trying to help y'all. All right? I'm going to tell you what you need to do. But it's on you to bring it forth, carry the plan out. If you want some help, I will help you. But in the meantime, Virgo's like, nah, we doing a Virgo turn up. Come on, Virgos. Turn it up. Come on. Like Paulette said, we lit up in here. Yes, Virgo season. If you have some questions, let me know what your question is, and let's see if it's on topic. Sometimes I be wondering who's asking questions like this. I can't see your face. That's why I'm sounding this way. Because sometimes men be coming up in here trying to like show up and show out, and I can't tell. So if you're a woman, yes, go ahead. If you're a man, let me see what your question is, and I'm gonna let you know if I'm answering it. And I know I'm sounding a little bit snippy, but I just know certain, like, especially on Facebook, it looks like sometimes on Facebook it's spammy stuff. And so you haven't been here before, so let me know. Anoshe, what's your question? Yes. I'm so happy to hear this. I am so happy to hear this bliss. Turned. Yes. I'm so happy to hear this. Yes. Mystic. Yeah, I knew, I could tell. I was like, okay, Mystic she's a little quiet these days. So I'm not surprised. Good. You know what, Mystic, here's a good topic for us to kind of talk about. Mystic said she's been in hermit mode for a while and discovered she's letting her fears, depressive energy, and imposter syndrome hold her back. And so this is why we live the goddess-centered lifestyle. This is why I come on week after week after week and talk to you all. This is why I do the new moon ceremonies, the full moon ceremonies, why I do coaching and do readings, is because it is a never-ending process of peeling away the layers. And so I am proud of you, Mystic Storm. I also want to honor you are younger, and I say that with a lot of love because it's something that's not talked about. Young folk be thinking they got to have it all together, knowing doggone well y'all watching the older folk and we don't have it together. So why should y'all have to have it together? Y'all have less life experience. Our brains don't get developed until we about 25, 26 years old anyway. So those of us who are like in our 50s, we really only been fully developed for a quarter of a century. So let's cut ourselves some slack, right? So it does take a little bit of time. We just have to kind of stick at it. Yes. Okay. I will answer your question. That's a very good question, Anoshe. But anywho, back to what I was saying with, okay. Yeah. My intuition was right about Anoshe. Okay. So anywho, going back to Mystic Storm, it's going to take a process, and it's like this level of awareness. So y'all know I talk about I'm gonna go ahead and phase this out a little bit. I talk about like the keys. Oh, let me show y'all this. I talk about the keys to self mastery, and I actually need to I need to put the link to this in the description box. I'll drop it into the chat. So in this toolkit, I put together a mini goddess toolkit, or goddess mini toolkit is really what I should call it. Um and inside the toolkit are the four keys to self mastery. This does not cost you anything. And it's some of my favorite tools that I use on a regular basis. And one of the keys to self mastery is awareness. I'm gonna see if I have my little graphic up here. Um, Let me show y'all. This one is my old one. If I still have it, I have a new one. But you can see the yellow circle is awareness. Okay. And awareness is what is going to help you to continue to navigate, because it is a gift to realize that fear and imposter syndrome, all of that. It is such a gift to be aware of that. Okay. It's a gift to be aware of everything that's going well and everything that's not going well. Okay. And I bring up awareness because it is one of the keys to self mastery that I learned from Babaji. But for me as a teacher, one of the things that I love to talk about is, just making sure people understand how far awareness will take you. Is one of the reasons I do the mindfulness practice. And, we just stop and take this time to journal. It's like, what are we going to bring awareness to? Because once we bring awareness to it, then we're actually able to do something about it. Okay. So I am so happy that you have had this revelation. I love that you have been in hermit mode, because sometimes we have to go into hermit mode in order to get that level of quietness so we can actually hear. I'm very proud of you, Mystic Storm. And y'all can see, I just get so like, we're going to hold, our sisters, we're going to hold each other during these times. Keita May, same thing. I was feeling myself get into another funk, but you came on as I was thinking about listening to some affirmations to go back to sleep and try my day over. And I love that, Keita May, that you were like, you know what? Let me, because sometimes I actually will do that. I may not necessarily go back to sleep, but I'll say, okay, I'm going to start my day over. And I literally will go lay myself down in the bed and I just start my day over. It takes like, a few minutes. And then I get up and I just say, okay, it's my day has started over. I get to restart this thing. We can do this at any time during the day. Okay. So, Anosha, that's not really the kind of questions I come on here and talk about. Okay. And yeah. So, yes, Eileen is finally feeling like she's getting back because has been on she's back on the hamster wheel. Azizi, okay, that's fine. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm taking in all this solar return energy. Been in hermit mode too, strategizing how I want to spend my energy. My solar return is hitting different this year. Oh, Deja, you're at Saturn return time. That is a really pivotal time in our lives. That's how I'm going to say it. Very pivotal. So I am happy for you. Soak it up. Yes. You're headed in that time of maturation. So you'll have to keep us posted. Greetings to Latoya. Okay, Eileen. 918, baby. Yes. Yeah, Ocean Funke. Oh, okay. But anywho, let me take this down. Y'all know I just get to start talking and everything and don't realize that I have the screen up. But here's where you can go and get this toolkit that I put together for you. Okay. Okay. So at 50, I feel we have gathered all we need, like Plato, and now cycle in and out of social retreat periods. Yep. And shape shift to experience life from deeper chambers. Yeah, it's so good with words. That was a really beautiful way of saying that. I love how you create that visual picture. And that's exactly what it is. And it's to a certain degree. Come on, Ia, let's just be real. We know we closer to the grave than we are to the cradle, baby. Mm, mhm. Aw, yes. Thank you for that. This beautiful wisdom, Virgo bliss. Thank you. The question I said was a good question. Is do I do astrology? And I didn't answer that question. What your other question once I saw, or I didn't really address your comments once I saw that you're asking me to talk about a reading for you. And no, I don't do that here. Gloria. Greetings to Gloria. Okay, let me see here. I was just click, and I don't like to automatically just bring up people's comments so I can. Some is sensitive. When I get to Texas, I'm really going into hermit mode and honor Yema Jack Galveston. Beautiful. It was a main portal of our ancestors coming to America during slavery. This year will be different and refreshing. Ashe, and so it is. If everybody would just touch and agree, it's going to be a year of up level and blessing. Bliss is starting a new leg of her journey of called life. We're so excited for you. Ah, it really is. It really is. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I've gotten myself reoriented. So I'm gonna bring this back up just again to kind of show y'all. I dropped a link in the comments. I'll be sure to put it in the description box once because I just actually got it all set up. Y'all, I want y'all to be proud of me. I'm doing everything I can to grow up as an entrepreneur. And so this is a toolkit that I had put together, and then you have to create an email sequence to go with it. And so I finally got the email sequence uploaded, even though it's not perfect, but I was like, it better done than perfect in entrepreneurship. So I'm really proud of myself for this. So you're gonna get this, and you're gonna get an email sequence where you'll hear me like sharing a little bit more. If y'all would just try it out. At least y'all can see it and be proud of the work that I'm doing. But also, what's in it? The 4 keys of self-mastery. This is a class I didn't used to, like, share with the public, but now I'm sharing it with the public. This is if y'all wanna know why I show up in life the way that I show up in life, it would be these 4 keys to self-mastery that I learned when I was initiating, as a priestess into the sacred feminine mysteries. It was taught to me by Babaji, and, there's a friend of mine, her name is Erica, she initiated with me. And we used to, like, meet maybe once a week for years, we did this. She's one of the ones she's the only one who we would meet, and we would download these astrology journals. That's sorta how I got into, why I do what I do with journaling and astrology. Years ago when I really didn't know anything about astrology, um, and we would get on our calls, and one of us would say, "Name the 4 keys to self-mastery." And the other one would have to name all 4. Whichever one she couldn't remember, we would say, "Okay, that's the one you need to work on." you know? So the 4 keys of self-mastery is for people who don't really live according to a religion, is something that's really helpful. If you don't have a religion that you're following, you don't really have a teacher. Because the older I get, the more I'm like, you know what, teachers are pretty good. I do actually like teachers because it's not, I don't always want to be in teaching mode. I want to be in learning mode. I want to be in receptivity mode. I want people to help me to be able to see my blind spots. And so, it's easy. Sometimes it's really nice to have a religion and a teacher and some type of like plan that you're going to follow. And when you don't have that, how do you create this structure? And so the 4 keys are something that I offer to you as really good with helping to create structure. So the 4 keys are awareness is the one that I'm just like, yeah, come on, awareness. Devotion is the second one that I teach about. This is my order: awareness, devotion. The next one would be ritual and faith. Those are the 4 keys to self mastery. And whenever we are trying to figure out, like, what am I doing? Well, number one, ask myself, what's my level of awareness? How am I staying aware? What am I aware of? It's like different ways to work with it. And the devotion, a quick question you can ask yourself even now is, what am I devoted to? Am I devoted to my limited thoughts about myself, or am I devoted to um my hold on, 1, 2, 3. That person on Facebook was annoying me because I can always tell when it's something kind of spammy, and I was kind of feeling their energy because I was like, I'm done with you. You can tell they're not here. Anywho, okay, I'm back. Resetting my energy. So, what are you aware of? And oh, devotion, what are you devoted to? Are you more devoted to your limited self and all the stories that we make up that keep us limited and stuck exactly where we are? Or are you devoted to, your destiny? Are you devoted to healing yourself in some way? What are you devoted to? It's really a simple question. And our level of devotion is just, you can see it in where are you spending your time each day. Okay. When it comes to ritual, the way I love to think about ritual is, um, which rituals um do I need to do today based on the energy? Like, my level of awareness helps me to understand, okay, uh, I can tell I'm very tired and I'm overrun. So I need to have rituals that will help me to relax. Because one of the concepts of ritual is it helps you get away. A lot of times we feel like we need a vacation. And I remember when Baba G taught me this, he was like, you feel like you need a vacation only because you're so busy here in your life and you're not taking that time to get away. So then you have to spend all this energy to get yourself packed and to get away to get on vacation. And a lot of times when we go on vacation, especially if you don't take a lot of vacations, you're busy, you're on the go. Like, is it really getting away? And then we come home, and how many times have we said, I need a vacation after my vacation? I need time off after my vacation. And so, thank you. And so what he taught me, and I remember when I was taking this in, um, we were going to Florida with my father-in-law. Used to go to Florida all the time. And so I was so excited. I was like, I can't wait to leave Tennessee. I had my 2 little babies with me. My sons were younger. And I was like, I can't wait. I'm gonna go get away. And I don't remember exactly what brought me to this point, but I remember going to Florida, just thinking Florida was just so amazing and seeing the sunrise. And then one day I was sitting out, I lived in a house that had steps that came down from the front door, and I was sitting on the front door, and it was a lot of trees where I lived. And just over the trees, the sun rose. I was holding my younger son, he was a baby at the time. And I remember saying, wait a minute, that sun here in Tennessee, right here at my house, looks the exact same way as that sun looked down in Florida. I need to check myself before I wreck myself. I need to realize that I can have my ashram right here. I used to have something up. I don't think it's up. I'll have to put it back up. But I used to have this concept of my home is my ashram. We dream of getting away to India and doing all these spiritual, retreats and just getting away when every day we can retreat ourselves right here at our home. Why? Because of the key to self mastery called ritual. And then the last key is faith. Faith comes from our connection to um, understanding um, the laws of the universe, understanding the higher truth and living according to the higher truth. And so this is why I love these four keys, because every day I can ask myself, where is my faith? Is my faith more in, governments? Is my faith more in employers? Is my faith more in lack and everything that's going wrong? Like a lot of us walking around like I actually do have faith in that everything's not going to go my way, right? Or is our faith in, you know what? Here's the scripture, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Maybe that's correct. For my scripture quoters out there, thank you. Let me know, did I say that right? Or if not, put the correct scripture in there. It truly is. This is what I tell myself. I have more faith in the divine than anything that I'm seeing. Okay. Eddie Murphy, I didn't like this joke too much, but I'm going to use a little bit from it. My lion eyes. My eyes will be seeing the holograph. But what is the true truth, as my mama would say? What do I have faith in and day out? What is faith? These are the things that we want to ask ourselves day in and day out. And when we use these four keys to self mastery, what ends up happening is we're able to um, master our lessons. Let's go back to Mystic Storm. Let's go back to Keita May and the struggles that we all know we have experienced like that. With these four keys can help us to just say, oh, whoa, or like what Virgo Bliss is talking about. Let me reset. Let me, let me talk to myself about these. We can put ourselves within this structure, and it will help us to be able to understand, like the realization that Mystic Storm came to. Whoa, I am allowing fear to hold me back. Okay, cool. Or these four keys. This is self-mastery. Self-mastery is not I'm good. Every day I just have perfected life. My life is so perfect. That is not self-mastery. Self-mastery is being that phoenix rising, baby. Self-rising, just like what Virgo Bliss said. We are not gonna sit down, right? What is self-mastery? Self-mastery is what Ia Ocean Funke talked about, that we are able to go into a deeper place and make more sense and meaning of our lives. So, yeah, I think that's so important. And that's why I share the four keys to self mastery. For me, as women, goddesses, is so important for us to, um, yeah, have that teaching. Um, it's a part of my initiations. Like, this is when every initiation I've done, I've helped people get their luckes. And I've helped women initiate through the spiritual aspirant initiation. This is a part of initiation with Tirra. Okay. The four keys. Now, with the downloadables, what I included was the full moon journal. Used to print it out all the time or put it in with the full moon ceremony. So it would be great just to get that. And you always can just go there and get it. And then also hypnosis is something else that I love using as a tool. It has helped me so much right now in my life. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I use hypnosis every day. Okay. I live a hypnosis lifestyle. Wherever I feel like I'm off, one of the quotes that I included here is, a lot of really what's going on with us is that we are out of rapport with ourselves. We're out of rapport with our subconscious mind. Something's off, right? And so hypnosis helps us to bring ourselves into alignment. All right. So I included the one I did for Gemini because most people are dealing with their thoughts. Most of us are dealing with we got all these thoughts running around and they are sort of like bullies, right? So that helps with getting our mind more aligned with leaning more into being optimistic. Because I know people talk about toxic positivity. I'm going to choose positivity any day. I don't care. I am. Now I will face what's going on and then I'm going to find a way to be optimistic about it because I got to find my way out. It's just who I am. Okay. Y'all I got Jupiter in my first house, y'all. Cut me some slack. And then I included the mindfulness because the the hypnosis hits the subconscious mind, and then the mindfulness hits the conscious mind. So the mindfulness and it's tied to awareness. So these two modalities together help to bring about. I'm going to tell y'all, and y'all tell me what you think about this. Honestly, most of us just want to feel centered and peaceful. That's it. Everything could be going to hell in a handbasket. If we feel centered and peaceful, everything is okay. In my mind, having a goddess centered lifestyle practice, that's really what we're getting to. I want to hear if y'all think that. So those two together, along with, using the four keys of self mastery, so good for helping to bring people into a more peaceful place. Okay. And then lastly, I included, which is something you may have signed up before and gotten, but what's different now is I added a video where I talk a little bit more about setting up your goddess centered practice. So there is a guide to the goddess centered practice that you will also have access to. And I talk about that because a lot of times what is happening with the sisters is that we are just needing to structure our lives so that and that's so in alignment with Virgo. We're needing to set our lifestyles up in a way that will support whatever it is that we're working on. So we always want a lifestyle, we want aspects or qualities to our lifestyle that will support our body, our mind, our emotions, our spirituality, our souls, right? We definitely want all of this. To me, the goddess centered lifestyle is that's why this is called goddess, body, mind, spirit. It's not just one thing. The goddess centered lifestyle is not just spirituality, it is a holistic approach to caring for, our whole being, and emotions is in there too. Y'all know I'm big on that. It's taking care of this whole energy system that we are. And so yeah. Let me see what Azizi wrote. I was talking to a male friend yesterday. He's been in hermit mode. He's a double Leo. He went to Miami and honored Yemaya too. Yemaya too. Yemaya is speaking today. Yes. And I'm just laughing. You say he's a double Leo, Azizi? Leo's going through right now. Ask any of them. Leo's going through. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I put up a tent and turned it into my getaway spot. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is so good, Keita May. Yes. Oh, oh, Zizi, I love you. Thank you. Love going back to find what I missed before. Oh, so I'm gonna share with you, Bliss. Um, you're sort of like my astrology twins, the Virgos. We all matches. So y'all, I get to tell it now. I put it in my inner circle, but I don't know if anybody. I mean, yeah, the goddess community. I don't know how many people saw it, but so I told y'all these eclipses is turned up for me, and I recognized about 2 weeks ago, I was like, something is up. Like my energy is very low. I don't feel motivated to do anything. I was like, it feels like I'm having a Neptune transit. I'm like, wait a minute. I am having a Neptune transit. Neptune is rocking me. So in the chart, there is this point called the IC. And the IC in the point stands for, I don't know the exact words. I think they're like Latin or something. But the IC is the fourth house cusp. That's another way you'll hear people say it. Sometimes you'll hear people say it's in my fourth house, and then sometimes you'll hear people say it's on my fourth house cusp. Okay. So when something is on the fourth house cusp, something is gonna change about home and family. And I remember I had this before and I was terrified. I was like, "Are we gonna have water damage? What is gonna happen?" But it's just been largely everything happening in my 4th house has been about, me becoming an empty nester, largely that. My husband, I didn't really talk a lot about this because I didn't want people to, who would, like keeping up with folks on the internet to be knowing my personal business. But I lived here for 9 months by myself because my husband lived with his father 90 minutes away because his father has been, having ill health. Well, he's moved back home now because, we had to find other arrangements for my father-in-law because it was just too much. My husband is not a medical professional. So we had to, make sure that my father-in-law was getting, professional help, and he's so much better. Thank the goddess. Um, but anywho, yeah, Craig's been gone, and so it's just been like lonely because Neptune will make you feel very alone. Okay, so if you are a Pisces, especially if you're a Pisces born closer to Aries season, you may be feeling like you're having a transit. Also, those born in the later um, dates of Gemini, Sag, and Virgo, especially Virgo. Jupiter could be, I mean, Neptune could really be rocking some of the Virgo's world. And it's if you're born in the later degrees, like close to Libra season. And so, yeah, that's where my fourth house cusp is really in a weird place, but that's where it is. And so, the I knew something was coming up, even though I was like energetically, it's just kind of wrecking me. So, anywho, yeah, I'm sorry, just talking too much. Um, Craig he's a pastor of a church that's about 20-25 minutes away, but it's in a different county. And all he's ever done is just go there and be pastor at that church. He's tried to kind of get active in the community, but we don't live there. And the people there, they're not doing a whole bunch in the community. No disrespect, but it's just how it is. He never really did much other than go there and just do stuff at the church. Well, the church actually where his father was the pastor until just a few years ago when he couldn't do it anymore, they have not ever found a new pastor. And so they started doing these interviews, and this has been going on, it seems like, for a year. I actually was like, I don't know. Maybe he's not going to leave this other church. Maybe he's not going to go to the new church. Well, we found out that they were like, hey, you want to come be our pastor? And this is 90 minutes away. So guess who's moving? I don't know when I'm moving yet. Because me and Craig are like, oh my God, we got to move. That's why I'm like, Ocean Funke. I don't know. Did I send it to you directly? I may have sent it to your business page, but I was telling you, maybe you do need to go on ahead and move to Clarksville, okay? So, yeah. So the reason Bliss made me think about that is because I am going back to a place that I moved from, and I was so ready to move from this place. I did not wanna live in Clarksville, Tennessee. And it's so weird because when my husband found out that he had a job that moved us to where we are, which is the south side of Nashville, we're in a county south of Nashville. Um, it was in August. And here we found out, actually on our wedding anniversary, that he will be well, that they wanted him to come back. I was like, it's something about Craig in August. Okay. It's something about Craig in August and October. So yeah, we'll be moving back, and astrology is always on point. I don't knock that person on, the little spammer on uh Facebook for asking me because astrology works. Okay, my peace is everything. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes, look into the toolkit, Paulette. Ah, wonderful. Glad y'all like it. Yeah, Zizi, I've been meaning to tell you, if you come, you gotta go to Clarksville. If you come to Tennessee, Zizi, you gotta go to Clarksville now. Well, I know I was still down here in Murfreesboro, so maybe you'll come visit him down here. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Greetings to the Queen Felicia. How are you, big sis? Ah, yes. We're all wise souls here. Yes, yes, Azizi, you gotta come to Clarksville now. Come on, come on. Oshun Funke, come on. Yes. Good, Mystic Storm. Yes, that's right. Me and Mystic Storm, we buddies down here in Tennessee. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Felicia Craig is going to be pastor of a church in Clarksville. It's the church we got married in, actually. My sister-in-law got married in this church. My mother-in-law, no, my mother-in-law's funeral was not at this church, but my husband's uncle's funeral was at this church. Um, all the grandchildren, it's three of them, they were born and attended this church, as children. It's so many memories at this church, so many memories. And so that is 90 minutes away from where I live. Now, it's not going to be a rush. Let's see here. He's got to, transition out of where he is. And we don't have to rush. His father's house is there. Nobody even talks about Clarksville unless you're in the military, maybe. But come on up, Eileen. You are welcome in Clarksville. So yeah, I have not done the the reading for the week. So let's look and see what is going on. Wow. Look, okay, I have up September. I'm like, dang, I didn't even touch on. Thankfully, this week has not had a lot going on. Let's see here. Venus opposition Saturn. Maybe some of us, you remember I told you the weekends may feel a bit rough. How were your weekends in August? Venus opposition Saturn. It could have just felt like you had a lot to do this weekend. I did actually feel that way. Mars sextile Jupiter. Maybe we started feeling like we had more energy that day. And Mars sextile Jupiter. It could feel like we were able to kind of see our purpose because we're still under this Mars sextile Jupiter, actually. Um, it's like we can see we have meaning in life. Maybe we've been able to get some perspective, or feel more motivated. So it could be that. Um, Mercury opposition Jupiter. So this one could just be like you feel like you got all these details, and by the same token you're looking at the big picture, like neither one really feels good. So what I would say for that, and we're feeling that one today, what I would say for that is that it's really important for us to get it all out. We do what are called brain dumps a lot of times, maybe in business, or if you're working on a project. And actually, brain dumping is not something that I really did consciously prior to being an entrepreneur. So it is something that is actually good for people to do. Doesn't matter if you have a business or not. It's you every day you want to take that time to get what's up here out on a piece of paper. And once you are able to get it out on a piece of paper, and this is the beauty of us coming into Virgo season and like really amping up this energy of Virgo within us. Because what Virgo energy is able to do, because that's Mercury, is to get it all down on the piece of paper, maybe kind of make some connections like what's more alike than not. Okay, I don't even know why this was in my mind. We can just get rid of this. And you're able to see where it all fits within that big picture, which is Jupiter. So it's just important if you feel like you're overwhelmed in your mind, write it all down, get it all out, and see where it fits within the big picture. Some of it might be just thoughts that you're having about something. A lot of times when I do coaching, I'm just helping people to see things from a different perspective. Well, here we go, Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Um, a lot of times that's all we need is to just get it out and just think, it's been racing around up there. It's been like running around, these little gremlins running around. You know how gremlins were, baby. Gremlins were a trip. They're just running all around up there, right? And we get it on paper and we're like, oh, logically, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't even know why I was letting that thought bully me like that. And then sometimes it's like, well, you get it down on paper and it's like, okay, what's a different way I can look at this? And you really should encourage yourself to look at things in a different way. Maybe you have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes to kind of like dissociate from the energy of these thoughts that just kind of bully us or bring us down. And they seem so real. But when we start looking at them from a different perspective, you can say, well, I remember Big Mama used to say this to me. This doesn't line up what Big Mama said to me. Big Mama used to tell me I was great. And this thought right here, that doesn't line up with Big Mama. Or, maybe it was some adult who was significant. Oh, said something negative to you. What's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? But then somebody else was like, no, this is really who you are. This is why I love astrology and numerology and divination. No, that was something they said. They didn't, that they were operating from a limiting place. This is really the truth. We have to stop and really take time to question these thoughts that race so that we can see a different perspective and we're able to take ourselves in a new direction. Okay. Um, some of it is we have this project that we're working on, but it's just too many thoughts. And we just need to get them all down on paper and prioritize. Like, which one is the most important thought that's going to take me to the next place that, will get me further down the path of this project that I'm working on. And something else that I think is good when we have Mercury opposition Jupiter, ask yourself, like, am I really having empowered thinking? Or, you know, one last thing I will say, we do want to know, do we have an empowered thinking or are we just really overestimating what we're able to do? Are we like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like we are overly optimistic about something that maybe we need to kind of get a little reality check about. Okay. Doo-doo. Let's see here. Okay. Slowing down in September. Yes. Changing your perspective is the way to do it. Yes. Open your heart chakra to relearn and unlearn. I love that. Changing your perspective of a situation can free you from guilt, no, it's grief, depression, etc. Even guilt. I said guilt, but grief, depression, etc. Yes, Ocean Kimmy. That is, it really is. I remember when my father, I struggled so many years with my father, just not being a nice person when I was a kid. And I remember one day, all of a sudden, I just woke up. I was like, my dad had a very rough childhood. Of course, he acts the way that he acts. And I've not held it against him since. I have my moments when sometimes I'm like, well, I still have to deal with the aftermath of, him not being a kind person when I was a kid. But I have a lot of compassion for him. And it released me from this jail that I was in of the reason my life is so bad is because my dad. And when I was caught up in that, it was like he was just not acting right. When I finally just was like, forget it. It just is what it is. He started changing actually, and he became a better person because I wouldn't engage him anymore. Um, okay, here we go. Who has Venus in Virgo? Who has Venus in Virgo? Dígame, because you are going to have what is called a Venus return. Do you have Venus in Virgo? I'm looking at Mercury. Let's see here. So Mercury is going to go retrograde on the 9th. Okay. So let me come back because I just did a squirrel. So Venus in Virgo. Let's see here. Venus in Virgo. I love Venus in Virgo, but Venus is not happy in Virgo. Because it's a Venus that it deals with a lot of criticism. Virgo is a critical sign, and we have positive criticism and negative criticism. We have the kind of criticism that can help us become better, even if it was tough. And we have the kind of criticism that can pick us apart and make us feel horrible. Have any of the sisters who were in the last new moon retreat used that hypnosis? I freaking love that hypnosis. It's on the Inner Coach. And it talks about the reason I chose it is because Virgo is this time where we do want to get real, but we need to make sure that we just have a coach. We don't need somebody, we don't need our inner guide picking us apart. And so tell me if y'all have used that. I'm curious. I love that. I've been using it every day, actually. Um, but Venus and Virgo can help us too. I think that it's a really good time to help us focus on health and wellness, and our appearance. And I think having a more sciencey approach, because sometimes, like I struggle with this thing about bellies. Now, my mama always had a belly. I don't know why my mama had a belly, and be honest with you. Some of it was she had babies, but she always had this little pot belly, right? Even when she was like long, lean, and thin, and she had two babies at this point, but she had not had her third baby, my younger brother. And she was just totally long and lean, but she always had this little pot belly. And so for me growing up, like there was no talk about belly fat. Those of us who are older, we did not hear about belly fat until we started getting older. Um, but it's like if you have a belly, people like want to talk about like how horrible it is to have a belly. It just looks so bad. So to me, that's like Venus in Virgo in the negative. Okay. No, Venus and Virgo in the positive would be like, okay, the belly fat it is not about what it looks like. It's let's use our science, our science. What is it indicating that I need to do in my diet or in my intestines? Or, is there some kind of way I need to clean up what I'm eating? Maybe the belly fat is coming because I need to move a little bit more, or it might be an indication of some people are on medications, and it's an effect of the medication. And Venus and Virgo is going to help us to be able to troubleshoot that. Okay. Now, another thing is Venus and Virgo can help us troubleshoot money. Because I'm telling you, I'm working on becoming somebody. I am someone. I'm going to claim it now in front of the whole world. I am somebody who is good with like doing all that detailed work when it comes to budgeting. I log everything. I'm so good with budgeting. Oh my gosh. So, Venus and Virgo can help us get our budget together, our money together. Another thing that Venus and Virgo can help us with is our values, and really scrutinizing, like, and I'm just using me as an example, if I say I want to be healthy, I have to value the things that go with being healthy. Now, they don't have to look any way in particular because I'm becoming more and more anti. Everybody needs to do this for health and wellness in this particular way. I'm becoming more and more anti that. I've been that way for years, but it's becoming even more because I'm so like individualized in my needs and care in my body that I can't just do what everybody else does. I have to test it. That's Virgo. Virgo is very sciencey. I have to test it to see does it work for me. Um, but it is important for us to take this time with Venus and Virgo to look at our values and see is my value for health and wellness. Am I living these values? Like, what do I need to do about my values? I'm gonna be honest, like Virgo, Venus and Virgo is not an easy sign. So I'm kind of talking like Virgo. Um, it's like if we really want what we want, then we have to embrace the values that go with that life, that identity. If I truly desire to be an entrepreneur, then I have to value what entrepreneurs do. I do. If I really want to be somebody who has a garden, I have to value because I want to raise my own food. I have to value what it takes to have a garden. I can't do the shortcuts. That's a disservice that has been done for us and we can just cultivate it, using Virgo. If we really want something, then we have to take on that value system. And so Venus and Virgo can help us look at what do I really value? Now, again, what do you value? Just look at what you do day in and day out. That will help you to understand. And, Virgo is here. Virgo has bitter medicine. Virgos are not bitter, but Virgo energy is bitter medicine. And, we think about the flavors. We got the sweets and the salty, we got the spicy. And I don't even really know a whole lot about this, but I hear people talk about the bitters. Like you can go buy these online. I don't play around with herbs and stuff like that. I probably need some bitters. But and when I say that, that's what I'm talking about. Like it's literally medicine that's in the bitter family. I'll say it that way because it's not talking about being bitter. It's bitter medicine. And to me, bitter medicine is very potent medicine. It's the kind of medicine where it will revolutionize your life. It will change your life, right? And so Venus and Virgo is here to help us to really take that bitter pill and look at seriously what do I most value? What do I most value? And just decide what do I need to do to align with the values of whatever it is that I really want in my life. Um, or what am I going to manifest with the current values that I have? Venus is always values. Venus is always values, no matter what's going on. And how we are looking at our values depends on the sign that Venus is in. Okay. So let me see where. Oh, David's here. Ashe. I love that so much. And let the earth take that in. Let the earth take that in and take that from you. Yes, I went through the same thing with my birth parents. When I was able to view things with more maturity, with the scope beyond myself, it helped me to have compassion for them and forgive them. They were like that because of who they are, not because of me. I was just a baby. Ashe, all beautiful. Venus thinks Virgo is stuck up. Right. A lot of people think Virgos are stuck up, to be honest with you, because Virgo is like this. Is that what we doing today? Y'all gonna everybody, we showing up like, okay, I'm not doing that. Y'all can do what y'all want to. No, I will not be. Mm-mm. And another thing about Venus and Virgo, this is why I was asking who has Venus and Virgo, because Venus and Virgo is like I'm not wearing what all the rest of these hoochie mamas are wearing. I'm just not gonna roll. I don't do that. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to, but what we not gonna do is expect me to wear what the rest of y'all wearing. Okay, they're gonna have on their nice little. They're gonna be covered up, and if it's a Virgo, a Venus and Virgo who is not covered up, that's because you got something else going on. And then, of course, Virgo is so discriminating. And of course, Venus already is bougie. She the queen of bougie, okay? And then she has a discriminating taste. How much did that cost? What store you buy that from? Okay, bring. Let me see here. Bring that to me. No, it's not the right one. But I tell you what, it's gonna be on point. Venus and Virgo, it's gonna be on point. It's gonna be of the highest quality, baby. It will come from the finest of the fine. Virgo is very discriminating. No planets in Virgo. Not a problem. What house is it? What's your rising sign, Kita May? I do love how it brings about my approach in beauty and wellness. So you are Venus and Virgo, Deja? It's scientific and nature oriented. Oh, I love that you brought up nature. Yes. Go in nature with this Venus, with Virgo, period. Okay. Go into nature. Yes. I love that. Yeah. Most people, this is what I'm going to tell you. When we go tell people stuff and they're like, what you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Then we can say it is, um, we're planting seeds. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, your Venus is in Leo, so you got double stuck up energy. Eileen. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, that's how we'll say that. That's how we'll say it. It's easy. Virgo is discerning. Yes, 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 yes. Mhm. This is it. As usual, Ocean Funke comes through. Virgos add just a little side eye spice to the world. Virgo is the original side eye. Okay. Before people talking about the side eye emoji, let me tell you something. That was Virgo. And Virgos are a little bit modest. Like if you find a Virgo that's extremely outspoken, they got something else going on up in there. They probably got some Aries or something. Because most Virgos are like this. Mm, child. Okay. Okay. Mm. Y'all need some help over there? No? You sure? Okay. All righty. I don't know about this. I'm gonna just mind my business on over here. Okay. You know? But while they working, they looking like, uh-huh. Okay. They don't need no help. I got Virgos down, baby. I hang out with Virgos all the time. Okay. Yeah, you may have. Do you have planets in the sixth house, Keita May? Exactly. Virgos can't help it. They can't help it. Can not help it. Mercury and Leo is that so the struggle is real. See, this is when the truth really starts coming out. Okay, you're the odd one that doesn't like to be covered. What's your other signs? Like you probably have some fire, some Sag, some Leo, something like that up in there too. Um, or maybe your Virgo is like on your ninth house or something like that. We need to get a shirt made. Virgo, the original side eye spice. Virgo side eye spice or something like that. Scorpio sun, Sagittarius moon, Taurus rising. Virgo's on your fifth house. So the reason you love Virgo energy is because it's on your fifth house. It's on your fifth house, which is what you love, Keto May, and you're a Taurus. So yeah, Virgo. I've seen Azizi side eye. Okay, so we got one side eye queen, we got another side eye queen, and they Virgo. Ah, yeah, my younger son is not my youngest son, my oldest son, but when he was younger, he would always be looking like, oh, okay, okay. But look, he got a lot of fire energy. He would be over there trying to help. He'd be like, I'm like, no, stop. Oh, wait a minute. Look, and you know that you sure got some underlying tone to it. Oh. Oh yeah. Now Aries is gonna say what Virgo won't say. So that's why y'all are. And see, Aries can handle Virgo's criticism because Aries just gonna fire back and then go on about their business. They're gonna do what they want to do. Maybe they listen, maybe they don't. They don't care what you say because Aries is like, I'm good. But if I'm here for an argument, I'm here for a debate. Sun, Venus, Pluto in your sixth house. This is why you love Virgo, Kitame. This is why you so resonate with Virgos. Okay, Eileen, like her back and thighs out. You may not be fully covered, but you don't like the y'all remember when we used to wear the Daisy Dukes? Virgos may not have worn like they may have had on their Daisy Dukes, but it was gonna be something a little bit like y'all not gonna see everything. Are you kidding me? Uh, you sound like Erica. She says that all the time, and she's a Virgo. I clutch my pearls. Erica says that all the time. My tropical moon is in Aries. Jupiter is in Sag. Right. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, y'all are cracking me up. Okay, so let's because I'm looking at the time. Let's because I have to go coach. So let's look at Mercury retrograde on the 9th. Okay. So Mercury is gonna retrograde at the so you have to look at the degree. Mercury's retrograde. Oh, at the 8th degree. Okay. And it's the 8th degree of Libra, and it's going to retrograde to the 24th degree. Okay. So let's go back to August. You have to do your research. Now, just FYI, actually, mercurial people are really good at astrology. And I think in ancient times, Virgo was considered to be one of the signs for astrology. But let's see here. Mercury was in Virgo back here in August, and it hit the 24th degree on the 21st of August. So since the 24th of August, we have been in what is called Mercury retrograde shadow. So you just want to be thinking between the 21st of August through the 9th. I don't know why I'm having problems looking. Um, through the 9th of August. That's giving you an understanding of what potentially could come up. So you want to do your best to go back, ask your subconscious mind to bring back up to you what has been going on since the 21st of August. What are the themes? What are the topics? So when it was in Virgo, was it something about health and wellness or this is sort of when readings come in handy because I can look at your chart. It's a lot of things I can tell you. Let's see here. Who's been in the news here lately? Uh, Y'all give me somebody who's been it could be a celebrity or just somebody in the news that y'all want me to look at their chart. And I'll show you how astrology it's not all the time. I love it. All the Virgos letting us know what it's like to be a Virgo. Give me somebody, y'all. Who's in the news? I can't bring anybody up to my mind. But while I'm waiting to hear from y'all, so we want to go back and start thinking about like, okay, the last few days of we'll go back to the 21st. 21st, maybe it was some topics. Let's see here. That would have been 21st through the 25th. It would have been something with your Virgo, with Virgo, the themes of Virgo, or your Virgo house. Um, and then it would be your topics that have to do with Libra or your Libra house. So Virgo, we've talked about that quite a bit today. Libra is going to be more like relationships, balance, what needs to be refined, art, contracts. It could be relationships in terms of family. It could be relationships in terms of one-to-one relationships, coaching, support. I do see Libra as a sign where it's like, okay, have topics of like, you need to get some support in this area. Have those been coming up for you? Biden on student loan forgiveness, looking within. Okay. So ZZ. Yeah, it could just be like a celebrity. I don't know. Let me see here. Well, Biden with the student loan forgiveness, Keita May, I honestly think that's Uranus retrograde in Taurus. That's what I think that is. Okay, I was gonna bring up Will Smith, but I was trying I was trying to not bring up Will Smith because I love Will Smith. What can I say? Let's see here. As you can see, I have Will Smith. I have Will Smith in here. Okay, let's see what the retrogrades are gonna be like for Will Smith. I need to get okay. Jennifer Lewis, I need to get her uploaded. I love, love, love Jennifer Lewis. So I'll have to get her details in here. Okay, so if we look at Will Smith's chart, um, so uh the last few degrees of um Virgo, he actually has his Pluto there and Uranus, because his Pluto is at 23 degrees. Okay. So he would need to be looking back and seeing, what is coming up in terms of like empowerment issues. Something, something around, I think for Will, it will be more internal, even though it could be um something that has to do with home and family, but I think this is gonna be more of an internal shift. So maybe he started getting ideas like, "Well, maybe I should go do this for," because Pluto has to do with power. So maybe I need to do this to tap into my power, or maybe I need to purge and cleanse and purify. Of course, we have no idea what's really going on with him, even though he did recently. When did he release that video? Does anyone know when he released the video, about where he's kinda, like, given a little bit of insight of what's going on with him? I even woke up that morning and was like, "I feel like Will Smith got a video out," and I just went and found I was like, "Oh my gosh, he just released a video today." If anyone has that date, let me know because I don't wanna be delaying us, too much looking stuff up, but anywho, so it could be thoughts about like, how do I begin to heal myself? And it's something about his foundation. He's going to be going deep and maybe he's going to be taking it deeper. Um, but the 4th house is very emotional. It's a very emotional house, but it's something shifting in his foundation. And then the Uranus is all about some change. And so it could be because my thoughts about him and what's going on is I honestly think Will Smith is gonna go in a new direction with his destiny. That he whatever happened, and it's so I still study it a little bit to try to figure out why did this happen? Like, really, what's behind it? Um, and astrologically for me, I think it's that Will Smith is destined to do something else, and this is putting him on that path. It had to be something that would get him off that trajectory. And so, but him making sense because we know, like, if you look at this house, we talked about this before. This is not a very good fourth house. This is a horrible fourth house. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel bad for him. He has some of the worst planets that you could have in the 4th house, because the 4th house is home and family. It's that inner world. What does he have? Mars, violence. He has Pluto, destruction. He has Uranus, radical shifts and changes that you cannot even begin to predict. All his dad. So maybe he's gonna do something regarding his dad. I think we might hear from Will. I think we might hear from Will. A month ago. Okay, thank you, Eileen. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick too. So then Mercury is headed to oh wow, the 8th degree. So Will Smith has 3 planets involved in this. He has the Pluto and Uranus and his sun sign. So we're gonna start hearing something from Will Smith. We're gonna start hearing more from Will Smith. Trust and believe. Even if it's not during Mercury retrograde, it's gonna be sometime by the end of this year. We will be hearing from Bro Will. So now it's gonna be something about his career because the sun represents his career. So it's maybe he's gonna go back and work on his book. Maybe he's gonna start talking about his book again. Nobody can take that from him, right? He can talk about his book, I would assume, even if the company dropped him, which I don't know if the company dropped him or whatever, but that sun has to do with his career. This is his 5th house. Maybe Will is like, I'm gonna get my mojo back. I'm gonna get my mojo back. And it can be, see, Mercury retrograde is not necessarily negative. It is extremely therapeutic. Extremely therapeutic. So I want y'all to use Mercury retrograde in that way. Okay. Use it as a way to retool your life and to really put into place a plan that will help you to move forward in a way where you have more balance and harmony. And the way the universe has it set up is not we're not always just racing ahead, racing ahead. We do have this time where the universe will stop us because the universe realizes sometimes we're not going to stop ourselves, right? um so it's gonna help him to begin to retool. Maybe some opportunities will come back regarding his career. Maybe he's just gonna have a whole different way of seeing his career because nobody can take his social media from him. That's the power of social media. And that's one of the reasons why I'm telling y'all I love it. And we just have to, like we've talked about, we have to learn how to use it in a way that we're working with it and it's working with us. We stay in power. We don't let it, be in charge of us. But nobody can take his social media away. Look at Jada. Jada got a full on show on social media. She don't need no company to back her. That's the power of it. So I wonder if he's gonna come back on, figure out a new path forward, and this last time when he came out, he was testing the waters, I think. He was having to come out and make these amends with Chris Rock and Chris Rock's family, but also with all of the followers. And I think it was well received. It seemed hard, um, but it did seem sincere and genuine. Y'all can let me know what you think because I know I am partial. um, and it's gonna hit his destiny point. Now, This one right here is the South Node. So this Mercury retrograde is involving his South Node, which has to do with like the South Node is where you are, and this is crazy, where you are naturally gifted and talented. A lot of people don't understand that. They say, you know, you don't want to stay in your North Node, you want to move into your North Node. It is true in part, but what does the South Node do for us? The South Node um is it's a area of comfort, and it's because it's an area of mastery. So Will Smith, I think, would do really well with continuing with the social media, because where's his North Node? Over here. Okay, y'all, I feel, tell me, I just want to know, is this gonna happen? This is so exciting. So we're gonna make some predictions. Um, his North Node is in Virgo, in the 11th house. And this is why he does so well on social media, because he's an, we call this 11th houser. He's an 11th houser. Now, where Will Smith, you know, kind of has it both ways is he also has energy down here in the 5th house. It's a heavy 5th house, which means that he's supposed to be a star. He's supposed to shine, and it's Libra, so he's extremely creative. And so what I think is gonna happen is, and he and Jada, I think, have already started doing this, that he's gonna just start doing more on his own using the power of social media. But he's gonna bring, what is he comfortable with? He's comfortable with shining. He's comfortable with, acting in the arts. And he's gonna have to bring that more into the 11th house. But I think it's gonna be more of leaning in terms of activism. We already know he's very deep. I've always kind of wondered, like, is he supposed to be a spiritual teacher? But anywho, all these thoughts could be coming to him. Like, he's gonna go back and think about, and I'm just really showing y'all this is how detailed you can get on something as small as Mercury retrograde with an astrological reading by somebody actually looking at your chart. Um, he's gonna go back and look at this, all his gifts and talents, and start assessing, like, okay, I'm really good at this, 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 I'm really good at that. How can I make this work in my career? So that's my prediction, that Will Smith is going to retool his career. He's going to use social media even more. He might go into, if it's not activism, it could be like health and wellness. Or it could be taking people in a new direction. Like, he is sort of Aquarian like. So maybe taking people in a new direction in terms of like being a thought leader or something like that. But I do think it's going to have to do with the arts. I do think it's going to have to do with the arts. So that's how Mercury retrograde could affect Will Smith. And it just so happens that both the planets that rule Virgo and Libra are in this 5th house. So that just amplifies it even more, because he has Mercury and Venus together here in Libra. And so it just amplifies it even more. If they were some other place, then I might would say, well, we got to see what that planet is doing, because that planet is where that planet is. It tells me something about what's going on with that person. Yeah. So Mercury retrograde is going to have us thinking about all things Virgo, all things Libra, and then you also want to be thinking about what house is being activated, what area of life is being activated by Mercury retrograde. And it's interesting that Mercury retrograde is happening with a full moon in Pisces, and that full moon is going to be at uh oh, wrong one. Uh okay. 17 degrees. So if your sun sign is, if you can look at 17 degrees of If it's like, no, actually the full moon goes out about 10 degrees is what I use. So if you have anything, actually almost all Pisces gonna feel this now that I think about it. Or if you have something around the same degrees of Virgo, you might feel it. But for sure, if you have a full moon, I just recognize that's really close to my sun sign. So I need to take care of myself because it's a full moon very close to my sun, SUN. Um, my son is at 20 degrees of, let's see what Will Smith's, does Will Smith have anything? So 17 degrees. So yeah, I can illustrate this. So the moon is going to be over here. It's going to be about right there. So right in the middle of Pisces, which is why I'm saying almost all Pisces, unless you were in like the last couple of days or the first couple of days, most Pisces going to really feel this, but also same degrees in Gemini as well, which he has, you know, um, ascendant at 7 and Lilith at 11, or Virgo. He has Jupiter at 20 degrees. So if you go down to 7 degrees and then pretty much all the way to the end, actually, of Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, do you know your degrees? Then this full moon in Pisces, you're going to really feel the impact of it. Something will probably be revealed to you in a major way. So for Will, it's going to really be on, well, it's going to activate. So what I'm trying to say, let me back up, is that we have Mercury retrograding right around the same time as this full moon. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll have to just talk. Next, I just looked and noticed that I am going to be caught up during that full moon time. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do a full moon live stream next Wednesday or Thursday during this time slot. So I can make sure we can talk about that full moon, and I can like splash myself with a lot of Florida water and bless my soul and pray that everything stays well. Anywho, we'll talk about the full moon more in detail, but I just want to make this point. So he has this Jupiter here being activated in um, the fourth house. So, first of all, his fourth house is going to be activated because the full moon is happening opposite his fourth house. So, something will be, he's going to be going through quite a bit until, for sure, uh, well, he's going to be going through quite a bit for the next few years. We're going to see an even bigger radical transformation because these eclipses are hitting him up. But yeah, it's going to activate quite a bit because one of the things it's going to activate is um, his relationship house. It could have to do with Jada. It could have to do with just relationships in general. Now, I can tell you that something else Will Smith may come out and talk about a lot on his channel is relationships. We already know Will Smith says he's not good at relationships. And a lot of people with Libra energy do struggle with relationships. And so it could bring up something regarding relationship topics, contracts. It's gonna, and it could be, maybe people are coming and he's like, I gotta weigh what I want versus what they want. It's not gonna feel fun. Okay. This full moon may not feel fun to the Virgos. It may not feel fun. Um, So, let's see here. It's hitting his Jupiter, which has to do with career. So it could also bring, because Jupiter rules Pisces, so it could bring up topics regarding his career. And it's already happening because we got this Mercury retrograde it has ignited his sun down here. Okay. So this is how astrology works, but knowing just a little bit of astrology still matters. And so this full moon in Pisces, we all need to just kind of lock it down. I'm just being 100. That's how I see it. I don't even know all the details. We need to lock it down. Everybody turn off make sure you don't fall for any scams. um, be open to spirit, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, I went into next week, but that's okay. That I've hit next week because um next I think it's going to be next Wednesday. Yeah, I think I'll make it next Wednesday, or maybe even yeah. At some point next week, I'm gonna go live and uh, and go over the the full moon in Pisces. So, whoa, whew, my goodness. Sometimes when I look at astrology, when I do these things, I hadn't looked at it yet, and I'm just like sniffle. Ah, yes, I love Will Smith too. I love Jada. Like Will, I have Uranus, Pluto, and wait a minute, Uranus and Pluto in Virgo. Yeah. That's a reflection of your age, and because those planets move so slowly, all of us who are around certain ages, we kind of have the same Uranus, Pluto, Neptune placements. I need to dig deeper and learn more about my birth chart and placements. I'm planning on coming out with an astrology course. Somebody asked me to teach them astrology, and I was like, I'm going to use that as an opportunity to put together an astrology course. So good, Deja. Actually, I'm looking forward to working with this Mercury retrograde too. I don't know. I don't know. I do think it's going to be a lot of tech issues just because I've seen so much happening, and let me tell y'all something else, because this is something I need y'all to know. Someone on a call yesterday was saying, I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's not even Mercury retrograde yet. So this is what a lot of people don't understand. Mercury retrograde started on the 21st of August. Okay. Not Mercury retrograde, Mercury retrograde energy. We always have to remember astrology is a continuum. And so Mercury retrograde energy started on August the 21st. And so um let's see here. Once Mercury, okay, where was Mercury yesterday? On the 31st. Okay. So tomorrow. Tomorrow is the time. No, so let us all right here, right now. And I'm so serious. I'm not playing. I'm very serious. Let us all take time to give thanks for our technology. We honor you, technology. We're gonna be real gentle. Y'all see me rubbing my computer, my monitor. Thank you, little microphone. Thank you, little keyboard. See, I see it all as these are sentient beings, whether we believe it or not. And we are so techie that we don't even it's just like, oh yes, like we talked about the bougie Virgos, you know? I, I need the help. I need the help. Come on, help me, just technology and cars and electricity and running water. You're just all at my beck and call. No, thank you. We give you thanks. We give thanks for all who took the time to hear these downloads and create all this technology that helps to make us live the amazing lives that we live today. We give thanks to all the tech gods and goddesses, all the tech fairies. We're just so grateful for all the tech energies. Thank you, Mercury. Thank you, Mars. Thank you, Uranus. Thank you, all the houses that have to do with tech. We are grateful. See, during this time, and maybe even this is a good time. Y'all remember I had Dr. Reliable Jewel on? Might be a good time to just be like, you know what? Every Mercury retrograde, I'm going to get off social media so much. I'm going to stay off. That's something I'm going to commit to. I'm not going to be, I have to be on it to connect with you all and stuff like that. But if I don't need to be on it, guess what? I'm not going to be on it. It's just this time to do a tech detox of some sort and to be thankful for our technology. We don't even think twice about having lights. And not everybody in the world has electricity. Not everybody in the world today has running water, right? But for sure, long ago, our ancestors, they had to go out there and cut that wood to get that heat, right? And so the refrigerators, you got to go buy the ice to have the refrigerator cold so that we can have some food that we can put in there and, be able to save some of our food, whatever. Like, we really want to take this time to be grateful because I have seen it. Oh, even with me. And I'll tell myself, oh, whoa, stop rushing. Because that's another thing. Mercury's like, stop this rushing. Why y'all rushing, doing all this rushing? Stop it. Slow down. Give thanks. Have some gratitude. Okay. So we're gonna really start feeling things slow down tomorrow. So leave early. Don't be leaving late. Don't be, I know the Virgo's getting to the places on time. I don't never worry about if Virgo's gonna be on time or Caps. But the rest of us, we're gonna have to really be mindful. Don't be rushing because there may be a delay, right? All this is we probably already feeling it, but we're gonna really start feeling it tomorrow. And it'll start getting a little bit better on the 15th of September. We'll start feeling like, okay, things aren't completely wonky, right? Last little bit I'm gonna do. Let's see here. Mercury. So we're gonna have Mercury opposition Jupiter again on the 18th. That's something to take note of. The sun is gonna conjunct Mercury on the 23rd. That's something to take note of. Anytime Mercury has interactions with planets, trust and believe Mercury retrograde is gonna be like Mercury retrograde turn up, baby. This gonna be a Mercury retrograde turn up. Mercury conjunct Venus, Mercury trine Pluto, Mercury trine Saturn, which I love that. Okay, these are trines, so this is good. This is good. Okay, so I kind of like that. Mercury opposition Neptune. Now the 30th, what's this month? September. Everybody just go home and sit down. We just gonna go sit down. Okay, so Mercury is direct on the 2nd. And then I'm gonna go for real, y'all, because I'm really cutting it close. This is how I always can get myself off, is just turn on a little music. And the music will remind me because I get so lost. Let me see this last little bit. So the next time Mercury is going to be tripping is going to be, so we're going to kind of have a break on around the 15th. Let's see here. Okay, so then around the 28th is when things will start getting super Mercury retrograde like, which means things could go awry. I'm not saying they are, but they could be. So that's going to be the 28th of October through about the 6th of October. Things will get, around the 28th of September through about the 5th. So around the 6th of October is when it'll feel like, okay, Mercury retrograde ain't tripping as much. Okay, let me take note of this question. Do we have time to answer this question? Why in sidereal astrology they're in the new moon energy? Because that actual chart that they use is at a different degree, is oriented differently. And so, like if I'm at 0 degree, 20, I can't remember what the difference is. It's like 20 something degree different in orientation. It's like me being at mile marker 1.5, no, 10.5, and somebody else is at mile marker 2.5. We're not going to be seeing exactly the same thing. And then there's sometimes that we are kind of like together once, but it's always typically a little bit off. And they use a different zodiac. It's multiple zodiacs. So I'll talk more about that. That's a really good question. It's multiple zodiacs. We're just using a different zodiac and the numbers are different. Okay, I'm gonna take note of this, Kita May. I'm like you. I don't know. I haven't been watching anything. I'm a little bit off. Yeah, Eileen. I do. And Eileen, just because I know your astrology so well, because I looked at your chart for so long, I'm telling you, this is another moon to really be cautious with, just because of where your Virgo is. A lot of us in Pisces and Virgo, we need to be careful with that full moon. Especially if you have something close to 17 degrees, your moon or your sun ascendant close to 17 degrees. We need to be really paying attention to our health and wellness. Yes. Technology connection with our brothers and sisters in Jackson. Yeah, I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. My family, fortunately, as well. Thank you, Deja. Love y'all so much. I've had such a good time with you all today. I'm taking a course, so that's why sometimes I don't meet on Wednesdays. But once I am done with it, then I'll go back to Wednesdays. And I still probably should be getting off anyway. But yeah, I have to rush off now to go meet with my coachee. Love y'all so much. And yeah, I'll be keeping y'all posted on what we're going to do. Get y'all's Goddess Toolkit. Peace.